Hey everyone, welcome to the next episode of StarCraft Remastered.
Magistrate, I'll fill you in on what's been happening. Confederate traffic has increased substantially within the system due to the recent Protoss destruction of the Chow Sara colony. The Confederates have tightened security on all outlying systems, and it's likely that this colony will be locked down as well. An encrypted Confederate transmission came for you while you were at dinner. Replaying transmission.
Greetings, Magistrate. I'm General Edmund Duke of the Confederate Security Forces Alpha Squadron. The Confederacy has quarantined this entire planet, and we'll proceed with a lockdown within 48 hours. You're to relocate your core colonists to the outlying wastelands. Now, I know there won't be any problems with these new arrangements.
Transmission ended. I have contacted the local marshal, James Rayner. Rayner has agreed to meet your personnel en route and escort them to the new wasteland site.
Alright, here we go.
Give me something to shoot.
Yes, sir? Can't believe we're being sent to the wasteland. These Confederates think they can push anybody around. Affirmative. Right away, sir.
So I was gonna say, there's a lot going on here.
Howdy, boys. I'm Jim Raynor, marshal of these parts.
Affirmative. Right away, sir. Orders received.
This is Jimmy.
Your forces are under attack.
Okay, so we've got a base set up. Okay, what's the point I want to say? My knowledge of StarCraft is probably greater than your average players, though that being said, for you guys watching, you might not have as much... Yeah, Build Bear, Train Marines, Raider must survive. You may not have as in-depth of understanding as I do, which is completely okay, so I'm going to try to refrain from talking about really technical things, unless... I guess you guys want it, which I don't know if that will be the case. So I won't talk about, say, like the meta matchups and strategy, stuff like that. I'm sure I'll like pepper it in there, but I'll try and, you know, be considerate of you, the audience. Whether or not I actually do that is a different story. Because I find sometimes like, oh, I'll do this, and then I'll immediately start talking about not doing that. It's like, oh, don't worry, I'm not going to do X, guys, and then I just do X. It's bad. You might be wondering, like, well, how come the graphics look good but the frame rate looks bad? And that's honestly because this game is in 24 frames per second. And again, they didn't want to change that because that would affect the balance. And you might be thinking, how does it affect the balance? And this is where we can go super technical. So when a Marine fires, it takes him 10 seconds. So, not 10 seconds. It takes him 10 frames for him to lower down his rifle and then start firing. And then when he wants to stop shooting, it takes him another 10 frames to lift up his gun and start moving somewhere else. So, in one game second, which is 24 frames, if a Marine wants to fire his gun and then stop firing, that's going to be 20 out of 24 frames where he's not doing anything. So he can only fire for he can only fire for 4 frames out of 1 second, which is, I guess that works out to 1/6 of a second. Whereas if you had, say, 60 frames per second...
Units such as Marines can be trained at this facility.
As I say, if you had 60 frames per second, then you would have, using my earlier example, you would have it so that the Marine could, you know, lift up his gun, or drop his gun, sorry, and then raise it again. And still have 40 frames left over, but then I'm thinking to myself, well, couldn't you just like multiply like the frames? Would that be pretty easy to do? But then I think at that point, like that would be a lot of extra work, and I think it would be easier for them just to recreate the game using like the original frame count. Sorry, I'm recording it late, man. It's I'm recording it late. I think that tells you everything you need to know.
You want a piece of me, boy?
What was I gonna say? Yeah, I now that I think about it, I don't think they did mess around with the frame rate because it'd be bad for balance if they didn't mess around with it, because it would have been a lot of work. Because the other thing too, if you think about it, if you have the Marines, like, you have 24 frames of animation. If you took it up to 60 frames of animation, then you would run into problems because, well, not problems, but then you have to animate 36 more frames of the Marine per second, which, like, that's a lot of work. And I mean, that's the end of the mission. So thank you all for watching, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye.